In this video, I'm going to show you everything you need to make sure you crush 2026. And the reason why I'm saying this is because this year I was able to do everything that I wanted to do this year. And I had a lot of distractions on my journey. I had a lot of friction. There's lots of things that took place on my journey that made it very difficult. And I actually almost quit the journey a few times. But I've now found a system that allows me to optimize my days as an ADHDer, and I'm going to show you the 3 steps that I take to make things extremely simple in my life. And the overwhelm is something that you're probably dealing with. This video is for you. It's for someone who feels like they put too much on their plate. They have all these open tabs. They don't know how to organize their day. They have decision fatigue. You're just constantly just bouncing from one idea to another. You get stuck when you have to do something. You get stuck because there's too many steps, there's too many actions to do. If you're that type of person, this video's for you, and I'm going to do it in 8 minutes. Well, hopefully. Alexa, can you put the alarm for 8 minutes? Okay, so I'm going to try and knock this out in 8 minutes. So the first thing we want to look at is, what is your current situation right now, right? Let's just look back at your year and just see exactly what took place in your year. What are the pinnacle moments where you just kind of felt like it stood out because emotionally you can remember what it felt like in that moment, right? There's a few moments this year that really stood out for me, and one of the moments was when I saw that I was lacking integrity in the journey, because I was saying things, but I wasn't actually doing them. I was putting too much on my plate. And that's what ended up helping me to build the system that I have today, is because of my lack of integrity. Me keep saying I'm going to do something and then not following through and doing it. Or my partner saying, can you do this? And I go, oh, yeah, sure, I'll do it later. And then I don't do it. It was just constant reminders every single day that I'm just not doing what I said I was going to do, right? So the first thing is to do an audit and just understand where your time and energy is being put, because a lot of the things that you say you're going to do and don't do, all you've done is not really looked at the time and energy. You pull it somewhere else instead of putting it onto the thing. That thing that you didn't pull it on, it got replaced with something else. What was it that you prioritized over these things that you're supposed to do, or the things that you said that you wanted to do? Just look at that. Look carefully at how you're making decisions around your life. Is it because it's a reactive way, like, oh, someone just gave me a good idea about a new product that I can do, so I'm going to do it? Or was it a genuine, you sat down and said, this is something that I really feel I love to do, and I'm going to do all what it takes to actually follow through on this thing? So you need to look at your time, and you need to look at where your energy is put, and doing an audit of what that actually looks like right now as we're speaking now, and how you want it to actually look like, right? So who do you want to become instead of that, right? And then also, why? My why is pretty strong, right? I want to help 1 million ADHDers identify and manage ADHD traits using systems, very simple systems, and gamification. And I want them to have a better relationship with ADHD. That is kind of all it really comes down to. So everything I do every day is just kind of making sure that I'm fulfilling on that promise that I've made myself and that commitment, right? So I know who I want to reach, and who I want to reach is the same people that have been in situations that I've been in before. So I used to be someone that was chaotic. I used to have no schedule. I used to have no system in my life whatsoever. Now I have a system. I want people that don't have a system to have one, right? So this is obviously the first stage, is who, why. Who do you want to become? Who do you want to serve? Why do you want to serve them? Why do you want to change? That's the audit. You make that very crystal clear. You sit down and you just put this into practice right now before 2026. Don't, oh yeah, I'll do it in January. No, do it now. Just do it now, man. Pause the video and do it now, right? And then unpause and continue, right? The next thing is, you need to look at what is the pain point in your life right now, or the bottlenecks. This is the most important part, because what ADHDers forget is that, say you're late diagnosed, like, so I'm speaking to someone who, um, if you're watching this video, it's likely that you're probably late diagnosed, maybe just recently just got diagnosed, or you've been diagnosed for a while, but you just still ain't got something in place that helps you, right? Once you've done an audit, what you need to be looking at is what you're decluttering from the journey, what you're taking away from the journey. You need to take stuff away from the journey. What you're doing is you're trying to add more stuff. You're saying, yeah, I'm going to promise I'm going to do this. Yeah, I'm going to say yes to this, yes to that. You're saying yes to all these things, But you're forgetting that you also need to say no to some things if you want more room for the yeses, right? So what you need to do is you need to declutter, you need to remove, you need to delete, you need to detach from things, right? And you need to start honoring your word. And that's a vote for the person that you want to become, right? So where is there proof that you are placing a vote for someone that you want to become? What proves that? What is actually proving it? Because if you're not doing any actions that align with the thing that you just said in the audit, like it's not going to work, right? So you need to look at what's stopping you from being the stuff that you've just mentioned in the audit. And if you understand what that is, and then you need to remove that immediately. And either it needs to be deleted or it just needs to be, put somewhere where, you could deal with that later in the future, like it's not an urgent thing right now. You just need to decide what you're going to do with it. And the best way that I decide things that on my plate, so say I've got loads of things on my plate, I do this thing called the triple D method, where all I'm doing is I'm looking at, am I going to do this? If it's a very clear yes, then it goes into the next stage, right? That's something that I'm going to put in place in my calendar to do, or I'm going to do it straight away, right? If it takes me 2 minutes, I'll just do it now, right? Or am I going to delegate this? Is there someone that is better at this thing that can just do it quickly and I don't have to spend time trying to work it all out? Can I delegate that to AI? Can I delegate it to someone who's skilled in that thing? If so, I'm going to delegate it. And then there's the last thing is delete. Look, there's nothing wrong with deleting things, man. You might have thought of an idea and you might just think, no, man, maybe I just overcommitted there. Like, let's just delete that. Like, yeah, it's not important. Oh, I said yes to that person, but actually, when I think about it, I prefer to do this, and this is more important. Let me just let them know that is a no now. Like, there's nothing wrong with you changing your mind, man. Like, you don't have to always be like, yeah, I said yes, so I have to do it. No, like, sometimes it is just a yeah, and then, oh, actually, I was very impulsive there. Let me just say no now, right? That's how you need to approach the journey. And how I do that is by using what's called the FBI journal. So all I do is I look at the friction in my journey, and then I look at the blessings or the things that are breakthroughs or things that worked, and I set intentions. And once I have those two things that I understand now, so I understand what my friction is. What's the thing that's stopping me from being the person I want to become? Where's my time being leaked? Where's my energy being leaked? And then I resolve that thing with the decision making, right? So either do, delegate, or delete, right? But I'm using the FBI to help me to track what's actually going on. Friction, blessings, intentions, right? Once I've done that, I now know how to honor my word because there's less things to be occupying the space. Like there's less tabs open now, right? So I'm removing some of these tabs with the decluttering of stuff on my journey, and it's giving me room to be able to just be focused on the things that I want to honor, which is obviously my mission, the who and the why, and my time and energy, right? So we're only looking at how can we stay aligned with the audit? How? What's in the way of the audit being something that is just going to manifest, and what's making it manifest, right? And then doing more of the things that are helping it to nurture it and nourish it and make you 1% better. Progress over perfection, right? So after that, the last stage is now more actionable, right? You've got things in that are in place now. You want to do the actionable stuff now, and the action stuff is your ADHD GPS. And the GPS stands for goals, projects, signal, right? Signal could be system as well. It could be schedule, but I use signal. Why? Because G is goals. You have the goal, you understand where you want to get to. And for ADHDers, we have no problem with that part at all. Like, in fact, we're very good at that bit. We're really good at looking ahead, and it's 8 minutes. Damn. It's going to be a 10-minute video, guys. So I'm going to change it to, I could do it in 10 minutes. Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop. Right, so stick with me, man. I know I said I was going to do an 8, but just stick with me. I'm an ADHD, and I want to just drive this last point home, right? So we've got the GPS, which stands for goals, projects, signal. We are really good at creating goals. We're really good at going like, oh man, I'd love that to look like that. Yeah, this, and getting really excited about this vision, right? And we got that vision for a reason, because it is doable. But what we do is we try to look at all the micro steps to get there and all in one go. And we try to do all of that in our head, and we get overwhelmed and we shut down because our brain is not for working out all the little details and every step and all this. Like, it's not optimized for that. It's optimized for being more flexible. It's about the spontaneous moments, the curiosity, like oh, how about this and how about that, and like this new things coming in, new opportunities coming in because you took action on this thing, and then this opportunity came about because of that action that you took. That's what it's all about for an ADHD. Like, it's not about like, yep, you know, got the exact map. Step one, this, step two, yep, yep. Like, and all this linear shit. Like, we can't do that linear kind of bullshit. Like, we're on impulsive move. Ooh, look what came out of that impulsive move. Awesome. Didn't know that was going to happen. All of a sudden now, I've got a complete project that is like some people say to me like, how did you grow your following? How did you grow your your community? How did you do this? How do you do that? Oh, your dashboard. How did you do that? It didn't come from like, yeah, you know, just gonna just write that, yeah, this, doing all this technical shit. No, it came from throwing an idea out there, doing something, messing up a few times, going, actually, you know, this works better. Like changing things around. Like there's a chaos, and then just, actually, no, let's get rid of that. Yeah, let's add that. Oh, I can see now a pattern here. That's how we work. But outsiders, neurotypicals, normal people cannot understand that process because their brains not operate for that. Their brains operate for like, yeah, the instructions, step one, step two, step three, like all that bullshit doesn't work for us. Yeah, we want to follow instructions, but we want to be quite flexible as well. So with the GPS, you've got your goal and you know what the goal is, but don't get too caught up in the goal and how you're going to get in all that. Just look, it's big. Damn, a million identify and manage ADHD, a million people. Like I'll end up not even doing any action, right? If I was to work out how to do all that. Instead, zoom back in and create a project from that. What's the first project that you can do that can move the needle forward? That will get you 1% closer to that. What is that project? When you know what that project is, like, yeah, obviously, I'm gonna need a community, right? There's no way I'm gonna reach them without a community. Oh, I'm gonna need Instagram. Like, I have to create an account, right? Like, and then that becomes a project, and then you now turn that into dominoes, like dominoes inside of it. So these are little bricks of things that you could do each day or each moment that gets you closer and closer to a project being complete, right? So you set a clear goal, and then you've got a project within that goal, and then you've got a signal that you're on the right track of that goal being complete or getting closer to that goal being complete through projects or a project. It might be a project that just has the goal completed, or it might be a set of projects. It depends on how big the goal is. My goal is pretty big, so I've got quite a few projects within it, but now I break them up into smaller pieces, and those are signal that I'm on the right track, that I'm a vote for the person that I want to become, and so on and so forth. I hope that was valuable for you. I don't know how long this video was. Maybe it's about 12 minutes, but I think that's a reasonable amount of time to give you all of what I just gave you right now. That is enough for you to crush 2026. If you do that, you are going to crush 2026. That, no doubt in my mind, because I did that, right? And if you want help with that, all you need to do is in the description. If you want to work with me on something like this and you want me to be alongside the journey with you, just book a call with me. Let's see if we can get to, like, at the end of a call, you would either do this yourself. I'll give you more clarity on how you could do this yourself, or you could do it with me. Completely up to you, man. Like, you get to choose. But at the end of the day, I know how to do this. I've actually lived it, and I've gone through all the pain and all the trouble of like trying to work out stuff and, oh, this didn't work, this worked. And if you want someone to be alongside you with that, obviously you've got an opportunity to do that if you want. And if you just want to do that yourself, just follow everything I said in this video, and you are going to crush 2026. And there's also a link to my community as well, where you can actually do all of the stuff that I just mentioned with a community of people. And the course is free, the community is free, everything in there is free. So you could do it self-paced, you could do it at your own time. But I'm telling you now that people get excited about wanting to do that, but then they don't do it. Don't be that person that doesn't take action on either working with me on it or doing it for free in the community. You've got two options. Do one of them. Just do one of them. But don't make any excuses that you ain't got time, because you have got time. You've got time for doom scrolling. You've got time for other shit that's not serving you. Take time to do it yourself or do it with someone that's done it already. That's all I'd say to you. In 2026, just do one of those two things and you're going to be successful. Take care. Peace.